young, we always hear this, that wisdom comes with age. Yeah. So I guess that probably one learns, which is so true. I guess I don't regret anything, and I don't hold anything against anybody for not having done whatever they've done. Yeah. They probably did, whatever they did was right at that point in time. But what I went through was a little full of agony in those days.
You are known as a very, very good actor. Yeah. Besides the fact that you are in the industry for so long, he's known as a very talented actor who knows his craft, who brings all the time something different and beautiful to the film.
So, where do I spend time? So, sing chana leke, udhar wo pali pe baithna aur darya ke samne. And I used to sit there and I used to really see people walking. And I used to always feel that, there are so many different characters in this world, and I wish someday I get to, enact a few of them.
There was something a bit missing there. So he came, I love that. He took me aside and he told me just one thing, which made such a big difference. A big difference.
Can you share what he said?
No.
No, we can't.
These are all actor to actor.
Maybe we can tell. It's not a problem. Yeah. But yeah, it was regarding to look more into the camera.
I wanted to work with two actors who I never got to work with. Generally, I really, was very passionate the way they handled the craft. One guy who passed away before I even kind of, took off, that was Sanjeev Kumar. He was my idol. I thought he was one of the best actors, and everything that he did. And then the other cinema that was being picked upon was Irfan.
Yeah.
The way Irfan took that whole different section of cinema on his side, and he started doing films, and the way he was, performing, I was envying him. We were all hardworking actors, we were not coming in from that family background. Of course, Amir was, but then still he was in our college, and I've seen him working hard and being who he is. So if Shah was doing a scene with me, then I would say that, okay, chal theek hai yaar, tu apna acting kar le, because
I think his advice will be always, don't do much.
Yes.
Yes. Do less. Yeah. Less is better.
Yeah, that's even Bhatt Sahab what he tells us.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a school that I think Salman comes from, that not acting is the most difficult part of acting, and just not doing over is also the best part of acting.
Hi everyone, this is Hesha Chimah and you're tuned on Varinder Chawla's page. Today I'm very happy, and honestly I want to say I'm a proud Indian, क्योंकि बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब हमारा project and two actors who belong to my country get global representation for a film that they've brought to us. Echoes of us, Iulia Vantur, Dipak, Tijori, thank you so much for being in the house, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for saying that I belong to this place.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, of course you do.
I love that. I feel the same, but I'm happy that you're acknowledging this.
Absolutely. I also love the fact that your bio says it out loud. I know you're from Russia, but you also Romania, but you also call yourself Indian, which is great.
I am. I mean, I think half of my life I've lived here. So yeah. Yes.
Of course. And जैसे मैं आपको कह रही थी दीपक जी, पहले ये देखिए, ये तो बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं, accolades पीछे बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं. I mean, it's amazing, right? It's just, I feel it's so heartwarming when today in unprecedented times, जहाँ पे हमें पता नहीं है that what is working, what audiences are liking, what they're not liking, a short film makes waves into the market, and I'm very excited to watch it. So please मुझे जल्दी दिखा देना, ठीक है? But before we get going, let me start off with you. Long journey in the industry. Oh my God, it's a big one. And then you're here with Echoes of Us, right? Today, if you reflect back, and today when you look at everything that you've achieved, lost in transition and gained, how would you sum up this in just one word with the accolades that you're now receiving?
See, actually, when we are young, we always hear this, that wisdom comes with age. Yeah. So I guess that probably one learns, which is so true. When we elders used to tell us, I say, यार ये तो बूढ़ा हो गया, ये ऐसे ही बोलते रहता है. But अब सच लगता है कि this is how is actually it changes life, it changes your way of looking at things, your perspective. you understand if they did not nominate you with that back and in those times, maybe there was something that was reserved for this beautiful to happen to me after so many years.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't regret anything, and I don't hold anything against anybody for not having done whatever they've done.
Yeah.
They probably did whatever they did was right at that point in time. But what I went through was a little full of agony in those days.
Yeah.
But as they say, you know, that there is something better happening to you. That is what is in store. And
Yeah.
I think I couldn't have really thanked. This is the one of the most wonderful news that came to me, and it was such an unexpected thing that, you know, we were not prepared for this, and it was just like a party time we all were having. And I knew one thing for sure, that we would be recognized. And the only guarantee that I gave Joe when we were doing this film, that I can assure you, because I've been a jury in a couple of other festivals, and I've realized, you know, that internationally, you know, what are the kind of things that probably would, you know, resonate with the audience, which is global, not just the Indian audience.
True.
So when I wrote this, I particularly had that in my mind. And of course, another important section was that I was looking forward to do and play my age. So I didn't want to do anything which was, you know, frivolous. And I think the cream on the whole thing, what Joe brought in, was Iulia. Because I was completely lost. I wrote it कि मुझे, you know, I want to interact with a girl called Kate, and she's a foreigner, and she's looked like a, you know, girl not from India. And it was like amazing when he brought this name, and I was like little skeptical. यार वो नहीं करेगी, ऐसे क्यों करेगी ये film? I thought, you know,
it's a good script. It's an honor to work with you. Why would I say no?
Lovely, it's a pleasure. So, you know, we were so happy when the script was sent. And, you know, her office, and, you know, Shamira, who's now our associate producer also. So, you know, she loved the script, and then it forwarded, and I just couldn't believe it. My ears were like, you know, acha, music to my ears. Iulia said yes. I said, wow. I said, the perfect casting, because, you know, in India, I would say probably the most correct name would be Iulia for me. And that's what exactly happened, and it kind of, you know, she said yes, and then here we are.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I'm so happy, and, you know, performance-wise, I was completely shocked. I was shocked because, you know, me and Joe were a little worried. She's her first performance as an actor. We know her as a performer, as a artist, on the stage. She can carry the whole thing so well, and singer and all that. But acting का एक अलग दायरा होता है. And, you know, वो थोड़ा सा डर था कि पता नहीं. But the first day when we did the workshop, my God, me and Joe were like, bang! It was like right there, you know, the perfect note, the perfect chemistry. So I was relaxed. So it was wonderful.
You know, even the happiness on your face is just showing right now that he's so happy that you were casted for this particular project. Yeah, I know, it's on both your faces. But, you know, I have to ask you, first of all, I don't think मेरे में ये जो मैं करती हूँ उसके अलावा मेरे पास और कोई टैलेंट नहीं है, ठीक है? मैं गा नहीं सकती, मैं नाच तो सिर्फ थोड़ा बहुत सकती हूँ, बाकी और कुछ नहीं कर सकती.
ये बहुत मुश्किल है भाई, आप कर रहे हो.
Thank you so much, sir. But you're multi-talented. I mean, इतना talent आप लाते कहाँ से हैं? जरा please ये बताइए मुझे.
Thank you very much. First of all, I think I just tried my luck, right? I feel everybody is like a diamond, and the moment when you try expressing on every single facet, then you know you shine. But you have to work on it. So it's everybody's. I think everybody can be that diamond, you know.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful way to put it. I mean, you don't know what all things you have within yourself.
Exactly, unless
for
you
sure,
explore.
I mean, she hasn't worked before as an actor, and if this is the first instant that she's kind of come off with, it's absolutely amazing, and lots more to come. I can guarantee you that.
Thank you so much.
I can guarantee you that.
You know, with so much happening, I really have to ask you this: is there pride? Is there pressure? Like, what is it right now? Because I'm sure it's a mix of both, na?
It is because first of all, I'm working with an actor who is so appreciated, talented. You are known as a very, very good actor. Besides the fact that you are in the industry for so long, he's known as a very talented actor who knows his craft, who brings all the time something different and beautiful to the film. So I think initially, before I met him, I was stressed because of that. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be, you know, paired with him. And how will I, you know,
raise the bar and match up.
Yeah, exactly. And then I met him at the workshop. That was the first time when I met him. And he's so warm and so kind and so open. and it felt so easy, you know. I think it was chemistry from the first moment. We are like open and wanting to receive from the other person, right? So I think it was very easy and pleasant, and the stress disappeared that moment. The moment when we met and we worked together, we felt that we can create many things actually.
Some beautiful moments of a couple, you know, because in a 20-minute film, you don't get so much time to show the chemistry, the whole works. And I think just about 2 scenes and 3 scenes in which you can actually, you know, make out that yes, we've been a couple. So it is impossible to achieve, you know, if somebody is not so easy and so comfortable in performing. And that was the best part. I just kind of felt so comfortable.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I have to pay a compliment and say this. You just mentioned 20 minutes is the duration, right? हम एक era में जहाँ पे 3 घंटे की picture तो हम देखते थे, चलो 2.5 हो जाती है, फिर अब series का दौर आ गया है, you know, and then the retention span of audiences is there, but then we are also in a real era जहाँ पे कम भी हो रहा है, तो आपने 20 मिनट की short film देके शायद बहुत सही किया है. You've done a great job, and I think probably that's why it's also connecting and reaching. But you know, I have to ask you, Dipak ji, मुझे आपसे जानना है, being in the industry for so long and being an actor, I know you don many hats yourself, right? But specifically about being an actor, what is it that really excites you the most even till today?
See, the advantage, I always wanted to become an actor. It goes long back when I used to not be an actor, when I don't belong to a family of actors. But there was a time, of course, we all grew up watching Bollywood. We all love seeing that bigger than, you know, bigger than life images of people. But there was always, when I was doing my jobs, when I was doing living a typical life, always what attracted to me is if I would see a cop on the road, or if I would go to an office and I was working in my office and I would see my boss, the way the boss would talk to me. And I always felt that, you know, it would be so nice to do something like that. Even I can do this, and I can, you know, be like this, and I can behave like a cop. So if I ever get to do. So there were times when I used to sit at the Narman Point, you know, that seaside on my own, in the, you know, the times when you're doing a job and you don't have much to do. There's some khali time you get when you're sales. So where do I spend time? So, you know, sing chana leke, you know, udhar wo pali pe baithna aur darya ke samne. And I used to sit there and I used to really see people walking. And I used to always feel that, you know, there are so many different characters in this world. And I wish someday I get to, you know, enact a few of them. So I think the pleasure that I achieve is, you know, not being myself. At the same time, easily being the person that is to be cast. So that is what I really enjoy about it. So this Arjun, this character is not like me, but it is kind of, you know, it slides into me. And the way I was looking forward to have a Kate which was as easy and as comfortable, and it was like a gem that we found. So, you know, I think what matters also, most importantly, I've always believed in it. I don't know if anybody who receives any nomination has ever said this, but I really feel that my nomination is credible, and it happened only because my performer was as good.
Wow.
If it wasn't for my performer, I would not have been appreciated, trust me. And that is something which everybody's just not even, they're just ignoring, and they're always saying, you know, I studied this and I said, bro, it wouldn't have been seen if it wasn't the person who was interacting was as good.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always the whole combination, it's the director, it's the opposite actor, and that is what makes the scene, and that is the beauty of this cinema.
But you know, a very secure actor can say what you're saying, because not many actors are secure in today's day and age. So first of all, I'm glad that you said that, and kudos to you for getting so many accolades today.
Thank you, thank you. It's again because of the teamwork, right? Because of the actor. I mean, I remember first day on the set. I was all charged for the whatever I had to shoot for my monologue, and I remember I gave everything to it, and there was something a bit missing there. So he came, I love that. He took me aside and he told me just one thing, which made such a big difference. A big difference.
Can you share what he said?
No.
No, we can't.
These are all actor to actor.
Maybe we can tell. It's not a problem. Yeah. But yeah, it was regarding like to look more into the camera, you know. So yeah, that made such a big difference, you know. because he comes with the whole knowledge, with whole experience. He has lived on the set and off set so much more, and he has that. Plus, he's so passionate about this.
Sure.
So yeah, it was great to have him there, and it was like a support there all the time, even if, you know, he was not in the scene, but he was right there. I knew that if there is something, he will tell me, and he will tell me very honestly, you know, if I'm doing it right or not. Yeah,
sure.
that was great too. And of course, our director, Joe Rajan. Yeah, he was so easy to work with. He just goes with the flow. He's open with any suggestion, and I love that about him.
Yeah, and his vision was
you know.
very good. You know, what I wrote is what I told Joe. This is exactly what really happened, because I have written some scene. And then we would go on the set, and then he would see it in a different manner. And then he would check with me, because I was a writer. He says, "Okay, what do you think?" I said, "Bro, this is looking very good. It's like taking the script a little notch up," which is what I really like. Because a couple of things, when you know, write on paper, you really don't have so much knowledge about the locations. So I think, you know, he used to get inspired being on a location. So I think that's another great thing. What he did was, we were thinking, I mean, I was thinking particularly that we would be shooting in some Panvel, Panchgini or something. Suddenly one fine day he says, "We are going to Sri Lanka." I said, "Really?"
And then, what a location.
And then he found a location which was actually a character of the film. You know, that villa that he found was like a character of the film. So I would probably say that everything was just falling in place, and I think there was definitely some angels who were protecting us and watching over us for this film.
Everything went so smooth. The energy on the set was so beautiful. Everybody was passionate and happy to be there, you know, and it makes such a big difference. And I think it shows on screen as well. Right?
Oh yes,
when the whole thing, the whole energy is
camera,
good,
we can't cheat.
For sure. It catches everything.
Yes,
It totally does. And you're sitting here, you all know it the best. But you know, Deepak ji, I also want to ask you this. After having a filmography like yours, where you worked with so many people, who's that one actor who really you felt was like, okay, their work ethics, tick mark, you know, security, tick mark, and in general, they were great performers to work with?
See, unfortunately, for me, I wanted to work with two actors who I never got to work with. Generally, I really, you know, was very passionate the way they handled the craft. One guy who passed away before I even kind of, you know, took off, that was Sanjeev Kumar. He was my idol. I thought he was one of the best actors, and everything that he did, I just kind of idolized that man a lot. And then the other cinema that was being picked upon was Irfan. The way Irfan took that whole different section of cinema on his side, and he started doing films, and the way he was, you know, performing, I was envying him, because I thought, you know, that cinema I would really want to ever do in my life, and now I'm getting an opportunity, which is, I'm thankful to God for that. I've just finished one film like that, and I'm looking forward to more. So I feel that, you know, you should also do something like that. Of course, you look very glamorous, and you know, I also had that problem that, you know,
you're a good-looking actor.
No. It was a different story altogether. You know, years ago, I wanted to do this cinema because, you know, we were growing up on Nasiruddin Shah and Puri doing that cinema, and Shabana ji doing that cinema, and you know, I would really want to do, because we were singing songs and doing jumping jacks and stuff like that. But an actor breed, you know, wants to do that cinema somewhere. So there was this time when I was in a Novotel hotel, and there was this director who's made some great cinema of that stature. Govind Ilani, he made some film that time back in 90s called Ardha Satya, and it had cast a lot of great impact on me. And one day I had just been suddenly a commercially hit guy. So, you know, from Kabhi Haan Kabhi Naas to Jo Jeeta to everything that happened, and it was like suddenly I was there. So I wanted to do that cinema as an actor. So I saw him sitting and waiting for someone in the coffee shop, and I just took that opportunity. I said, "Sir," I said, "Can I 2 minutes? Can I just?" Somebody is waiting for. Yeah. Deepak comes. So I was happy he knew my name, because he's a director, you know. So how it is. So I said, "Sir, I really want to do your cinema. I want to do that." So, you know, he was like, he just stared at me. So I said, "Sir, what happened?" "No, but Deepak, you can never work with me." I was like, "Never?" It's a very strong word, you know. So he said, you're a highly commercial property. It's impossible to be in my cinema. And that was the last day I made an attempt to even go to somebody belonging to that cinema. I said, boss, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा फिल्मी हूँ. You know how we say, ये बहुत फिल्मी है यार, तू इधर मत आ.
मत आओ इधर.
तो मैं उधर कभी गया नहीं. But then the whole transition of this age and everything happened, and when I decided I want to do films back again, I want to not color my hair, and that is when I even wrote this. And I thought that I want to do this kind of a cinema. That is before Echoes of Us, I did a film called Ittar, which is again with the National Award director Veena Bakshi. She just saw me in this look and she said, Dipak, I want you to read something. And I told Veena, I said, bro, I've been dying for this cinema for so many years and I never got. I said, I'm on, totally on. So that film should be coming in October sometime.
Amazing.
But
That time aayega.
She's like, for love the line. But you know, also I have to say this, that you worked with Shah Rukh and Aamir when they weren't superstars. They were also a part of the industry just at that amount of time as much as you were, right? How was that camaraderie like back then?
See, we were all hardworking actors, you know. We were not coming in from that family background. Of course, Aamir was, but then still he was in our college, and you know, I've seen him working hard and you know, being who he is. So the whole schooling was entirely different. So we were not really working like competitors, but we were working together. So if Shah was doing a scene with me, then I would say that, okay, chal theek hai yaar, tu apna acting kar le. Because see, there are two things in actors which I've realized, I've learnt, is there are some actors who continuously want to do again and again number of takes to get better, and there are other ones who are just the opposite. They just, the more they do it, they will deteriorate. So you know, we belong to a different class altogether, both of us. So similarly with Aamir, similarly with Shah, she said, "Tu kar le bhai, main teko line deta hu." So you know, we used to work together. So the whole part, I mean, I don't know what happens now, but I hear stories where they are competing against each other, which is nonsense, I think so. It should be working together, should be the most important part. And there are not too many, you know, people who live into that area, where, you know, you want to work together, you want to work the scene together, ke tu ye karna, main ye karunga. So I've grown up working with these guys when they did not belong to this era. So I guess probably you should ask this question to them, because they are currently working in this. I'm just beginning.
Yeah, but I'm hoping there's more. Yeah, for sure. In fact, even Salman put out a story supporting the film Echoes of Us, right? For you, and it's your debut project, right? Did you ask him for a tip or two on acting, since he is one of the superstars that we currently have?
I mean, I think his advice will be always, don't do much.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
do less.
Yeah.
Less is better.
Yeah, that's, you know, even Bhatt Saab what he tells us.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a school that I think Salman comes from, that, you know, not acting is the most difficult part of acting, and just not doing over is also the best part of acting.
Wow, just because you said camera catches everything any which ways, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, before I wrap this up, I have to say, expectations from one another individually, like what is it going forward jo aapne apne liye plan out kiya hai, socha? Because safe to say you're rerunning in this era again, and for you it's your debut, so I'm sure acting abhi aap continue karengi. Or so what's your plan?
ना भी करना चाहे तो मिलेंगी, 100% मिलेगी.
Wow,
बहुत
that's
काम
amazing.
मिलेगा, 100%.
Where are you with your
I've done
acting
theatre
part?
in Romania, and I've played. I've done a musical in Romania. I acted on the theatre, and that was a beautiful experience for me. And there were some roles, like I played myself, you know, in Romania, in some movies and all. But this is like my debut, my official debut, and I'm super proud and happy and honored that I had the chance to work with him. And my first movie was with him, such a great actor. And I'm not just saying it, you know, I really believe it. And it was so easy and beautiful to work with him. He was mentioning earlier the fact that there are some actors who needs to rehearse more, and there are some actors who are very spontaneous. I think both of us, we match in that sense. Like
absolutely,
we're both
spontaneous. We never used to rehearse, we never used to overdo it, and it would just flow, you know. So that's the best part. But yeah, I mean, both actors eventually, you know, what we see, like for example, when I was working with some actor and he would do 40 takes, 45 takes, obviously people don't get to see that.
Bapre.
So you know what I mean?
45 minutes.
So you know, so I have survived that. So in the past, but then that is how I understood that, you know, I should not be you know, putting all my energies. So it was wonderful that after so long I worked with her, which was like, you know, immediately we would be exactly bang on doing what we require. And if at all there was another retake, then we would exactly discuss, okay, we do this, I do this, you do this. So it was beautiful. I mean, I would say that after so many years when I did something like that, I think it was wonderful.
But you're going to continue, right? Do you have a wish list of acting now?
Yes, of course I do. Because I've always had them, but nobody gave me an opportunity. So that's the reason I stepped back.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, every actor wants to do something.
Sure.
So there are certain things you want to do. So if you're not going to get what you want, then you don't want to take it. You know, you just don't want to just do a laborer's job. Then I was good doing a job when I was doing a job.
Yeah.
So I particularly always wished for that, and that is the reason why, you know, I transitioned into becoming a filmmaker. So I could tell my stories, I could write something for myself, and now I wrote something for myself, and I'm happy that, you know, we are doing this, and it was wonderful that I found Joe, who suddenly decided that he'll direct. And I thought it was a most right thing to do, and this is where we are. So I hope everybody likes it when they see it.
Absolutely. You know, I'm just itching to ask you this. You know, when everybody praises you, and you know, my dad knows you very well. My dad used to be a film distributor, so when Dipak Tijori is the name that goes down very well, and he was like, "Oh, these are the films." Like, when I bola मैं उनका interview करने जा रही हूँ, and there was like a line of films that he gave me, right? When you're known as a celebrated actor, somebody who's a great actor, अगर आपसे अपने acting skills के बारे में जाने जाते हैं, तो आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है when you just now said that you didn't get those opportunities that probably you should have gotten?
So unfortunately, our industry typecasts you. So what happens is, it's not just me who is in the trap. It has been for eras. You know, you've never got Mahmood Saab to get out of what. Brilliantly talented, you could not get Chichi Bhaiya like Govinda to get out of what his image was, and it is difficult. I have some friends who are still working, I don't want to name them, but I can see that they are trapped, and that is the unfortunate part. You know, they don't want, like for example, Bhatt Saab tried to break that for me. He helped me. He announced a film that he will do with me as a lead, but it was his own brother Mukesh Bhatt who says, you can't make a film with Dipak as a lead, so you replace him. In fact, surprisingly, there was a film which I was cast on, and then Atul did that.
Yeah?
Yeah. There was a film called Sir. So it was a very obvious thing. I was selected, I was given okay. They said, Mukherjee said, no, you take a new boy, it's okay. And Atul was new that time. So, you know, that was a phase I've gone through, and I've learnt it hard way. But I've probably not held it against them because it was commercial.
Right.
So Mukherjee was not wrong in doing what he did. He was right because, you know, he has to sell. So similarly, unfortunately for me, I was falling in a trap. The more films I was doing for friends, like, you know, one fine day I would do a Gulam. Although it was a 3 scene, it was a miraculously very well received scene and everything. But suddenly people assumed that, Arey, Dipak is doing small roles. I did Vastav because Mahesh was, you know, okay, Dipak, yaar, it's my launch, do this for me. It's like Sanju's friend, and you are known to be Sanju's friend in Sadak, so, you know, I want to. So I said, okay, I'll do it. I did it, and again, it was like a trap. So, you know, this is how I fell into a trap. And I said, now if I continue, then it will be trouble for me. I will not be able to break out of it. So then that's how here I am, that I just cleanly washed out myself. And I don't want people to think that this is that Dipak Tijori. I want to look like this, I want to play this.
Love it. No more traps, just echoes right now, right? That's how it is. But thank you so much for your time. Lovely chatting with the both of you all. Wishing you all the very best for a long day of press ahead.
Yes, thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
All right.